Hey, what's up my little bin chickens, my bin birdies, my ibises? I hope you've had your good quantity of bin juice today. So, I'm here today to have a discussion about being a stan. Yep. I'm gonna have... It's taken me some time to sort of come to terms with this. I've been sitting in quarantine for quite some time now, and I just sort of realized that being a stan has sort of affected a lot of things in my life. It affected like the colors of my hair, the way I do my makeup, the way I dress even, and my taste in music. It affected everything, and that's what I'm here to discuss today. I'm here to discuss the fact that I was a stan of a man called Bill Kaulitz for 6 years of my life. And then I'm going to discuss why I'm not anymore. And what happened? Why did I stop being a stan? I'm going to discuss the influences that he had with me and how that sort of changed me for the better and the worst. So I hope you enjoy. So I'm going to start with one of the most obvious things about him, which is his hair. So I found the band Tokyo Hotel through a site called Can I Has Cheeseburger. I know, I'm showing my age. And he was using a lot of memes about people saying that, you know, he looks like a woman and he is a woman and everything. Ultimately, when you look back on them, they were all very transphobic. But that was early internet. So I googled them and I listened to some music, and being the little baby emo that I was deep down inside, their music really applied to me. It was all about rebellion and being strong through dark times, and, you know, just ultimately just applied to being a teenager. And that's what I really loved about it. It also helped the fact that they were foreign. They weren't American and they weren't Australian or anything, they were German. So it was really interesting listening to the dynamic between English music and German music, but it's the same song. So that's what sort of got me really, really standing for them. But especially this guy right here. I became his biggest stan. I wanted everything with his face on it. My walls were decorated with things with his face on it. I bought these t-shirts. I got things for Christmas. Everything I wanted to do had to be around him because I was standing so hard. So obviously, what I mean by everything, I mean everything. In high school, I dyed my hair black. My hair was jet black. And I know a lot of other emo kids did this too, but my natural hair color is very light blonde. So when my roots came through, I looked like I was balding. It wasn't a good choice, I will say that. It was not a good choice. And obviously, because I desperately wanted to replicate my hero, I did this to my hair. A lot. I don't know how much hairspray I went through or how I'm not, you know, damaged from all the hairspray inhalation, but I did that to my hair a lot. And I also stabbed myself in the eye repeatedly with eyeliner. So thanks for that. Really appreciate that. But obviously, being who this man is, and now that he looks like this, you would see that he is a style chameleon. He changes often, and when he changed his hair, I cried. I cried because my hair was black and now he had blonde hair and it was short. I cried so hard. I was like the K-pop stans of back in the day. I was crying over every tiny little minute detail that happened. So, you know. I'll move on to the second point, which is that I wasn't a huge fan of facial piercings until I was a stan. And obviously this man has quite a few piercings now, but back when I was standing, he only had a couple. Like, he had his eyebrow and his tongue. And the tongue was, you know, a heavy one that I never wanted to do, but for a little baby emo girl back in the day, that was the shit. I loved it. I had to include it in all the drawings and everything. I bought fake piercings so I could like hang one off my eyebrow. I used to draw the piercing on. I used to put fake piercings in my lips because his brother had one. I used to do all that stuff. And then he got a septum ring. I cried for 2 days. Like ugly cried for 2 days because I thought he was ruining his face. I know how weird that sounds, but I cried so hard. But you know what I did 3 years later? Yeah, I got a septum ring. I like to say that I got it because of Tumblr aesthetics, or you know, witch vibes or whatever. We all know why I got that piercing. We all know why. Deep down, I was crying because I thought it looked good. I didn't want it to look good, but it did. Sorry, Mum. Moving to my other point. Being a stan of Bill Kaulitz changed my style forever. I was already sort of what you would call alternative. Back in the day, I didn't really want to be the girl who just sort of wore t-shirts and jeans and everything. I didn't want to be the girl who wore sneakers everywhere. I wanted to wear heels and everything like that. I wanted to be the alternative girl that I knew I was inside. So I bought a lot of black. It helped that their merch was black, so I had to wear black pants with it. I bought all those emo things. I had arm socks. I had fishnet gloves. I had my nails done black. I bought shoes like this. This is a new pair, but you know, you can see the influence here. Like the zips and the platform heel. My ankles hate me for this, but I still did it. But here raises the issue. I'm sure a lot of other emo kids who live in Australia can agree with me, is that the weather does not like you when you wear all black. You sweat so awful and your makeup runs down your face, but you try so hard to look like it doesn't bother you because that's the whole point of being like alternative, is that you're different. The heat doesn't bother you, but it does. It bothers me a lot. I'm hot right now actually because I'm wearing long pants. And also, why would I buy pants with like lacing all the way up the leg? Why would I do that? Why? Bill's why. He's why. Why else would I buy 2 pairs of PVC pants when I live in a climate where the minimum is often only like, what was the minimum the other day? Like 19? That's the lowest it ever gets here in Queensland. And I bought PVC pants. These become swimming pools when I wear them. Why else would I buy them? He helped me realize that I can wear what I want, but he also helped me get heat stroke. Thanks, man. I need a drink after that. I think the reason that I had to make this video was because that a lot of fellow Tokyo Hotel stans, I would say, feel like they were neglected, I think is probably the best way to say it. And judging by what their music and what Bill has done for me in regards to my fashion sense and, you know, my confidence and everything like that, I'm right there with them, that we sort of feel like we were left behind of sorts. I was lucky in the case that I joined up when Humanoid had just sort of come out. There was a few years between Scream and Humanoid, but I was lucky. I joined the fandom when it had just come out. So I had a lot of content at my fingertips. There was new music videos, there was new music, there was new photographs, new interviews, new everything that I could get my grubby little mitts on and absorb and take in. Then they went on tour, and that was amazing as well. Like all new costumes, all new sound, because it was live recordings, and there was backstage videos, and their YouTube channel was exploding, and everything was amazing. And then there was radio silence for 8 years. And I know a lot of people out there will complain and be like, you know, oh, MCR fans have it the worst. Oh, this fandom has it the worst because they just left. I know that. I'm not comparing myself to anyone. I'm just saying what I feel. We Tokyo Hotel stands were left in the dust, almost. It's like they took our money for all the humanoid stuff and just ran. They ran with the money. And they said that they were releasing an album in a couple years. A couple years is not 8 years, mates. And when they did finally release the album, it was just pure disappointment. I understand that bands need to develop, and the humanoid sound was very different from Scream, but there was still that edge to it. There was that edge that made Tokyo Hotel who they were. It was edgy, it was alternative, it was sexual in a way that wasn't, you know, in your face. It was in a way of expressing yourself, right? And this album that came out, it was boring. It's probably the nicest word I can think of for it. It was boring. It was literally about being in LA and smoking weed. And the last 2 albums that they've released have been about the same thing. Being in LA and smoking weed. And crying because some girl doesn't want to have sex with you. Where did all the rebellion go? Where did the edge go? There's nothing left. It's just generic music. And if I wanted generic music, there's so many other artists out there that I can listen to. And I do now. I've moved on. But I think why it hurts me to look up their music and to listen to it these days is because we just didn't get any closure. We got nothing. We were just given this album that felt like it was like done in 10 days. But it took them 8 years to make, but they were busy, you know, on holiday and getting married and everything like that. And I understand people grow up, I get it. But we weren't told that. We weren't told anything. We were just left. And I think that's why I had to stop standing. I couldn't stand anymore. I couldn't stand people who were inauthentic. Yes, I respect them as people, but I can't do it anymore. So, it's sad, but it's true. But hey, I got some good things out of it, and I am happy that I am the way I am now. And without Tokyo Hotel, I don't think I would have been where I am today. So, they got that going for them. Anyway, I think that's about it. I'm done rambling. I'll catch you guys on the flip side, and later haters.